few weeks ago, I've got my hands on this book, The Japanese Knitting Stitches by Keiko Okamoto. The subtitle says that it's a stitch dictionary with 150 amazing patterns. And it is indeed a collection of amazing patterns. They're not just unusual and interesting, they are also incredibly fun, with lots of colorful stitch patterns and fantastic finishing details. One of those details is a triple leaf element that is a part of a triple leaf edging. And in this tutorial, I'll show you how to make it. Here's how it looks. A simple edging with an absolutely amazing triple leaf elements every here and there. The edging is worked over 5 stitches. We work 3 stitches in plain stocking stitch, then we make a yarn over to separate the edging from the project, and then we knit 2 stitches together to compensate for the yarn over that created an extra stitch. So every right side row of the edging would be knit 3 stitches, then make a yarn over, and then knit 2 stitches together. And then work in any stitch pattern you like or as instructed in the pattern you follow. So I'm gonna just knit these last 5 stitches. In the wrong side row, we simply purl all stitches of the edging. So I'm gonna purl all of my stitches in this row. And you repeat these right side row and wrong side row until you get to the spot where you want to add a triple leaf element. I'm going to work for 10 rows and put the elements next to each other. If you want to spread them further apart, then work more rows. Now we've got to actually making the triple leaf element. We're going to attach it to the very first stitch of the right side row. So when you work wrong side rows and right side rows, finish with the wrong side row and you can come to the point when you are at the beginning of a right side row. The first thing we do, we make 3 stitches out of the first one. So we knit the stitch, but don't slip it off the needle yet. Then make a yarn over, and then knit the same stitch again, and this time it goes off the left needle, like this. Now slip these 3 stitches back to the left needle, one by one, and we do it purlwise. We insert the left needle from left to right. And then knit these 3 stitches again. So it's going to be a little piece of an I-cord. So, and that is our second row. So the row when we created 3 stitches was the first row of the I-cord, and this is our second row. So pull the work a bit down to form the I-cord, and then repeat the same thing. So slip the stitches to the left needle and then knit them. So this is going to be our row 3 of the I-cord, and we're gonna work 6 of these rows. Then pull the work and repeat. Row 4, same 3 stitches, we simply knit them. Pull the work, slip them to the left needle. 5. It's important to count the rows because we want to make all the elements of the leaf, we want to make them the same size, right? So we'd better count the rows. And one more row, that would be row 6. 1, 2, and 3. Pull the work and slip the stitches to the left needle. In row 7 of the I-cord, we're going to work a centered double decrease. Insert the tip of the right needle into 2 first stitches as if we're going to knit them together. And then remove the left needle, slipping these stitches to the right needle. Then knit the 3rd stitch of the I-cord and pass these 2 slipped stitches over the knit stitch, like this. Here we go. The first element, the first segment of the triple leaf is done. Now our task is to attach this leaf, this I-cord, to attach it over here so that it looks like this. Here's how we do it. Insert the tip of the left needle from front to back into the original stitch, the stitch that is at the very bottom of this first segment, first piece of the I cord. And this stitch is going to be right here. You will see it. It's quite big. It's probably the biggest stitches over there. So go in there, then keep the yarn at the back of the work and slip the stitch from the right needle to the left needle, like this. Now we're gonna do a very interesting thing. We're gonna finish off this part of the triple leaf and start the second part of the triple leaf, and we'll do it in the same set of actions. Basically what we are gonna do, we're gonna create 3 stitches again to get started on the second part of the I cord, but we'll do it from these 2 stitches worked together. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna insert the tip of the right needle into both of these stitches and then knit these stitches together, but we don't slip them off the left needle yet. Then make a yarn over and knit these 2 stitches together again, and now we can slip them off the needle. See, we have 3 stitches again on the needle and we are all set up to work the I cord. And this is row 1 of the second part of the triple leaf. So we slip the stitches back and we repeat the same steps. We're going to work 6 rows. So this is row 1. Now we work row 2. Just knit all stitches and slip them back to the left needle. And then row 3 and so on until we have 6 rows. And here's my row 6 of the second piece of I cord. Pull the work to shape the I cord and then bring the stitches back to the left needle. So now we're gonna work again the centered double decrease. So we slip these stitches as if we're gonna knit them together like this. Then we knit the 3rd stitch and pass the 2 slipped stitches over the knitted one, just like this. Now it's time again for the fun part, for joining this piece of I cord to the center of this triple leaf. We are not going into the original stitch again, because that we could, but that would create a big hole over here. If you're looking for that big hole, then you can do that just as an option, but it will look better, in my opinion, if we do it the same way as instructed in the pattern book. So what we do, we are looking for the last stitch of the first piece of I cord, and that last stitch is quite visible. If you turn your work a bit, then you will see it. It's right here. See, that's it. And then we insert the tip of the left needle into that last stitch of the first piece of the I cord from left to right, like this. Now we keep the yarn at the back of the work and slip the stitch from the right needle to the left needle. And then we're gonna do the same thing that we did over here. So we're gonna finish off the second part of the I cord and we're gonna start the 3rd part, and all of that we'll do in one shot. So we use these 2 stitches held together, we'll knit them together to make those 3 stitches to get started on the 3rd piece of the I cord. So we go in both of these stitches, knit them together, then make a yarn over, and then go into those stitches again, knit them together and slip them off the left needle. And now the interesting part, the knitting part, where we bring the stitches back to the left needle and keep working on the I cord. This was row 1 of the 3rd piece of the I cord, and we're gonna knit these stitches again and again until we make 6 rows. So this is row 2. I slip the stitches back and get started on row 3 and so on until I have 6 rows. And row 6 of the last piece of I cord. Slip the stitches to the left needle and let's make another centered double decrease. So we slip these stitches together as if we're gonna knit them, then knit this stitch and pass these 2 stitches over the knitted one. just like this. And now it's time to join the third piece and finish off our beautiful triple leaf. And we'll go again into the last stitch of the previous piece of I-cord. And if we turn the work just a little bit, we'll see this last stitch is right here. So here's what I mean. If you trace the I-cord up to the end, you will find this last stitch. It's right here. It is quite visible and it is quite big, so it's easy to see. So go in there and then keep the yarn at the back of the work and slip the last stitch from the right needle to the left needle. Now we're not going to make any more pieces of I-cord, so we are done here. So we can simply knit these two stitches together. And we are back to one stitch, just the same stitch basically that we started from, just one stitch. And we continue to work in the pattern. So we knit these two stitches, the remaining two stitches of the first part of the edging of this part. Then we make a yarn over and we knit two stitches together to compensate for that yarn over. And then work to the end of the row. And that's it. Now we have a lovely triple leaf element attached to the side of the edging. Work the wrong side and right side rows of the edging until you get to the spot where you want to add another triple leaf element. Then repeat the same steps, working on the first piece of I-cord, second and third, and then attaching them one by one to the side of the edging. This edging is not just beautiful, it's a sure way to make a one-of-a-kind project and to impress all of your friends and family with your knitting skills. Just don't tell them that in fact this element is quite easy to make, though it is a bit fiddly. To read this tutorial as a set of step-by-step photo instructions, follow the link in the description. To download it as a PDF, join the club or our community on Patreon. Thank you for watching this video and have a wonderful week. I'll see you in the next tutorial.